Hey guys.
Hey guys. Hey. What's going on, everybody? Got back to the bush here. It's Friday night. Just had a bunch of snow, probably 20 centimeters at least of fresh powder. Got the driveway plowed. Got the road actually plowed out to where the next camp is, Norm's camp out there. And the road's basically plowed the whole way in now, so it's good going. Had old Lola fired up, and she's working great and all that, so no big, huge plans here yet for the weekend. Just going to kind of hang out and do our thing and all that. No birds back yet. The feeders have been pretty quiet. Had one squirrel, not sure if it was Kez or not. I think it might have been, was over. Actually is sitting at the feeder over there right now having lunch. So nice to see they're back, but the snow's deep. There's no tracks here at all. There's probably a couple of feet of snow here now, but it's nice. The cold weather's kind of finally broken. It's 1 degree right now, so that's what, 33 degrees or something Fahrenheit like that. And got the camp warmed up nicely. No regrets in pulling that oven out of here either, and I've already got plans. I'm going to run her outdoors. I had a couple viewers commented on the last video, and it's a great idea, and I'm going to go through that idea because I haven't really talked much about the hot tub I get out here because I haven't used it much. My hillbilly hot tub, but I initially had that thing wood fired, and what I took was a water tank from my house, basically the pressure tank, and cut a hole in the side, put a 4-inch pipe and all that in the back. I put a coil, a 1/2-inch coil in it of copper, turned it into a nice little water heater, which worked great. But the problem was when I'd get that tub up to temperature, I couldn't slow it down. So unless I put the fire out instantly in the tub, the temp kept getting hotter. So I swapped over, and I now use it. The last time, it's been a couple of years, but I use it with propane. Put my propane water heater on it and fire it up with that. And there's going to be a little more featuring in that tub here later on too when the weather gets nicer. I'm going to move it this year. This is the year to do it. Spot over there in the spruce trees, and when I get a little mini excavator going, I'll move some soil in here and all that. And I'm going to level it out, and we're going to actually move the hot tub over there, and I hope to put some kind of outdoor fireplace / outdoor kitchen kind of cooking area out here where that tub's sitting. Where did I start with all that rant?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going in circles here. Anyways, where was I going? That had a point to it. It really did, and I forget. Oh, brain freeze. Anyway, I will, guess I'll talk to you guys in a little while once I remember what I was going to talk about. Because I had something I was going to talk about, and then I went off on left wing about stuff we were going to do here. And then started talking about the hot tub. Oh, yes. No. So I have, the heater that I built for the outdoor fireplace, or not the outdoor fireplace, but for the hot tub, the wood-fired one. What I'm going to do is pull the coil out of it, and when I made it, I took a water tank, you get your diaphragm on top, I took the diaphragm out, and I made a cut the whole way around so I can take the top off like a hat. I'm going to pull the coil back out of this thing. I'm going to take the top home with me this week when we leave in my garage, use my plasma cutter. I'm going to punch a 6-inch hole in the top of that with a little pipe, just enough of a flange to put a pipe on, and I'm going to sit the chimney oven on that, and we're going to try using it actually outdoors. And that may be the best thing I ever did with that, because number one, no more creosote problems. Beautiful cooking outside. Everybody seems to want to see that. These outdoor kitchens and stuff. Why not an outdoor chimney oven? And in the middle of summer, June, you don't want to be baking stuff in here and having a right hot propane oven or whatever kind of oven when it's 25 degrees. Why not bake a pizza out in the chimney oven in the yard on the lawn or whatever? So that's going to be one of my next projects, is going to be to get that little oven, or little wood stove thing I built. I'm going to dig it out tomorrow. I'll show you guys. And I'm just going to pop the top off it. And what I did when I initially made it, the coil was inside it. There's a door in the front you can open to feed it and everything, a little draft in the bottom. But I put an elbow, a 4-inch elbow coming off the back and up, so the heat would kind of collapse, or it would encapsulate the heat inside, and then your exhaust gas would go out. I'll bring something to block off the 4-inch elbow, and then I'm just going to put a 6-inch, and I'll sit the chimney oven almost right on top of that thing. And it should be kind of interesting to see how it works. So we'll talk to you guys in a while.
Trying to kill him again. I'm cooking.
She's cooking dinner.
Burgers and cheese and onions with a salad on the side. Easy. Easy. If I had my way, I'd be calling, like, what's it called? Uber Eats.
Skip the dishes.
Skip the dishes.
She'd be calling skip the dishes. Problem is, there's no skip the dishes in the woods.
They love me here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate cooking.
She'd be the #1 customer. It's funny, back when she used to be a stripper, she used to call them all the time because she never had time to cook.
Yeah, they called me chicken nuggets.
They called you chicken nugget.
Yeah.
Her stripper name, Chicken Nugget. Unbelievable. What a place. Hanging with Chicken Nugget. So Cindy's cooking dinner.
Making a mess.
Making a mess. Nothing fancy tonight. Couple burgers. Bit of salad on the side.
It's never fancy with me.
It's never fancy with her. Well, everybody, good morning once again. We're out here puttering around behind the camp. I was telling you guys there earlier about having a wood stove thing here, basically from when I had my hot tub set up. So I'm going to dig it out here and show you guys, because I need the top off it to take it home and modify it. And it's frozen to the ground. Why wouldn't it be, right? It's frozen in pretty good. Everything is here. That's a rumble seat for the side-by-side, which is frozen in too. Think I can get that out of there? I don't know. I don't think so. Well, top just come off, and that's all I need right now. This is the top. It was a water tank from my house. There's where your bicycle valve used to be. And I got to put a 6-inch pipe on the center of that now on the top. Yeah, the rest of it's frozen in the ground. And I can't really show you guys. I guess I can come a little closer and you can see it here. Cindy's up there getting the snow off the deck. God love her. But this has to go home to be modified to accept my chimney oven on top of this thing. And you can see it. I'll show you in under here. If you can see that thing right there. It's an old water tank. And see, I have an elbow, a 4-inch on the rear. You can see there's a coil and everything. I'll come in here, maybe you can see this. There's an actual coil that I used to run the water through it on my tub, on my hot tub thing on the side there. But I'm using that with propane now. With the water heater that I run in the back of the camp, I literally just take it off the building and stick it on the tub if I want to use that tub. And that'll be another video down the road, because we're going to move the tub. It's going to move into the trees over here from being right beside the camp. So anyways, I got the important part off there for now, because this is frozen to the ground. I'm just going to destroy it. I start kicking and beating at it, trying to get it out of there, and there's no need to really get it out of there right now. And I will have to take the copper coil back out of it and all that. And it's just going to be a neat little outdoor wood stove slash fireplace. There's about a foot square door on the side with hinges you can open to load it like a little stove, right? That's going to be probably around on the front lawn for now. And again, the hot tub thing on the side is going to get moved fairly soon in the spring. That's what my plans are over here. And that's what I want to do, is eventually right around where this tub area is. I don't really talk much about this. I haven't used it much the last couple of years, but this is an actual 2-person soaker tub. That's going to move over here in the trees and over into here. It's going to sit right in amongst these. So I think that's going to be really nice. And we're going to put a little roof and everything over it. Going to have to, because if I don't, it'll be full of needles and stuff. But once I move it, this is a real nice flat area right here. This has been sitting flat for 3 or 4 years now, so it's going to make it good to build on. If I want to build something, I'll have my little fireplace here. I eventually want to build some kind of stone outdoor kitchen. That's what I'd like to have right here on the side. Come down the stairs and tray of food and throw it on, right? Anyway, what I'm going to do now, we're going to fire up the generator and we're going to go in the garage and get my table saw going in that. After I'm going to light the wood stove first, warm it up in there a bit. I'm going to get the table saw going and I'm going to actually miter cut a few of those pieces of cedar to put up in the peak and just try it upstairs in the loft, see what it looks like. So I think now I'll go fire up the stove out there and warm her up a bit.
Yeah, that's warm.
Oh, hey. Well, guys, we were out in the garage here. Got the stove cranking already, and it's already starting to put off some pretty nice heat here. There's a lot of snow. It's kind of funny. I got clear plastic on the roof of this thing, or actually white plastic on the roof, and I could actually get a lot of sunlight in through. Well, right now, I'm not getting any sunlight because there's snow on the roof. But look at this thing going already. My little barrel stove here. So it's already warming up in here considerably. So what we're going to do here in a minute is turn this thing down, and we're going to, isn't that nice? Oh yeah, within minutes this thing just cranking the heat. So what we're going to do is I already had my generator fired up a bit earlier. We're going to get the generator going in the camp, and I'm going to get the table saw going in here. And we're going to cut a bit of this wood down and try it up in the eaves. Or up in the loft up there. I'm going to try the wood in the loft after I miter cut it with the table saw. Well, change of plans on that one. I went and got the garage all warmed up out there. Got the generator fired up so it would run. I didn't actually start it the second time, but I was going to process some of that slab wood to put up there, cut a couple cuts on the backside. It's not thick enough to do it. So we kind of aborted that mission, didn't do anything in the garage, stood there by the stove and enjoyed the heat for a little while. Got it pretty toasty in there in a few minutes, and then we went out for a little drive in the side by side out the road and back, and that the road is actually plowed now all the way out of here, which is nice. It's in really good shape, but it's going to get really freaking icy as soon as it gets warm, because it's plowed right down now almost to ice with about a 1.5 foot snowbank on both sides. And then there's snowmobiles, quite a few snowmobiles going up and down the road here yesterday. Kind of cool to see. It was weird yesterday morning. The birds didn't even show up till almost lunchtime. We got here the day before, Friday evening. Or Friday afternoon. We got here like 2 o'clock. I filled the feeders up. We saw nothing Friday right through the dark. And then Saturday morning, they didn't show up till about 11. We almost gave up. Didn't know if the bird flu took over out here or what. But they actually eventually showed up. So kind of nice to see. A nice morning out there this morning. It's only -6, which is, I'm not sure in Fahrenheit what that is. What's -6 in Fahrenheit? I need to be more courteous to my American friends. 21 degrees. So it's wasn't too bad. Since I reset this, 31 is the max indoors. That could have been last night. 31.
Oh, Lord.
It could have been last night.
That
Minus 29 outside, minus 10 in here. Was the
29?
lows. Well, that was the lows. Anyway. It was kind of funny. Went to bed last night. Not ha-ha funny. Stoked the stove right up there. Jammed her full of wood and turned it right down. And it was 23 degrees in here, I think. Well, it started taking off and burning pretty good. We crashed. It was quite early. Not even going to say how early. Probably 9:30, I guess I just said. And nothing like honesty. And I woke up almost 1 o'clock, and it was still 27 in here. It was just roasting. So it was getting pretty warm. And it had been hotter than that, because I know I woke up a bit earlier and it had probably 30 degrees Celsius in here, which is, what's that, 100 degrees almost? Pretty freaking hot. So anyways, we're going to pack it up a bit later and get out of here in a couple hours and go home to the real world. I still haven't started on the mini excavator. I'm waiting until the weather gets a little bit better before I even start putting it together, because once I get it together, I know I'm going to want to use it, and I can't use that thing for a couple months yet. So good buddy of mine volunteered to come over and give me a hand with it because I know it's going to be a bit of a wrestling, the boom and everything. None of that's on it, I don't think. So from what I see, I haven't even opened up the crate yet. That's going to be a cool project very soon coming up. Didn't do a whole lot around here this weekend. Kind of, you know, you get burnt out through the week working around home and stuff. And sometimes you get here and you just want to kind of veg and take it easy. So tried to fly my drone yesterday. It's frustrating. I'm trying to get a bit of drone footage for you guys around here. And I'm no great drone pilot. And the one I've got is a GPS drone and all that. But I've done it. Anybody out here that knows, you can kind of chime in. Anybody that flies a drone, it's a GPS one. So, I mean, you should go up and hover and it should just sit there. Well, a couple times now when I get it up there, as soon as I go up, it'll start to want to wander. And that's with the GPS turned on. And it'll wander and it'll start in a circle and it'll want to go in a bigger circle and a bigger with a bit of an arc to it as it does it. And is that because when I'm first turning it on, I'm not setting it flat enough to get the gyros to actually calibrate flat? And I got a feeling that may be the problem, because I tried it here a couple weeks ago, went up 30 meters or so. It'll go up 120. That's only a cheap one. But I went up 30 meters and it would just hover and I could sit there and just watch it, and I got a couple shots of the cabin and stuff. But yesterday I took it out. As soon as I get the thing to hover, it would start to want to wander and I'd have to overcorrect and that. And I guess the trim is probably off, but I would think the GPS would compensate. But is the trim off far enough? Does that make it want to wander? And I'm thinking I'm answering my own question, but I'm not sure. Went out to test it this morning, was going to try it again, and the freaking controller, the battery is dead. So I'm charging it up right now. I don't know if the battery's already gone. It's got a rechargeable battery in the controller itself. It's Contico brand is what they call it. Contico. I've had it a couple of years. I haven't flown it much. But it's a 1080 camera and that. It'll take good video and good photos, and I want to go up high. I want to take it up. It'll go 120 meters, 400 feet. And I'm a little nervous to go that high, and definitely if the GPS isn't working, because it's a dot when it goes up that high. You can barely see it. But I'd like to get up and get some real high shots with it, but I'd like to see it again. So that's why I'm nervous to go up high. I don't want to lose it. Anyway, I'll give it another attempt maybe a bit later here before we leave, because I'm not sure. I think I left the controller on yesterday. I charged it up the night before because it was down. I tried it, and that day, I think every time I try it, I forget to turn it off. I just pack it up and put it away and the battery dies. I'm hoping, and it doesn't seem to have an auto off on it. I would think it would, but it don't. And anyway, that's another battle I'm going to fight here and try to figure that thing out. Cindy's running around, not doing much here this morning, so, you know, she's not, she's a little camera shy here today. So she's just kind of still running around, not in her daily attire yet, so, but I guess she's, you know, going to get in and get cleaned up in the bathroom. It's kind of a funny thing, too. Packed up my clothes to bring stuff over here, and we do a couple nights. I bring a couple pair of socks, a couple pair of underwear, and, you know, a few t-shirts and all that. It was kind of cool, as I used one pair of underwear, and I went and pulled a second pair out the next day, and, where is it here? Yeah, this is what I brought. This is my underwear. How's that get you? So I know where my balaclava is anyway. Nice of her to wash this and everything for me and throw it in the laundry. Because I thought this was a pair of underwear. It's not going to fit very good on my butt. So guess we're going to have to turn one pair inside out, aren't we? Go the second day. Enough of my personal hygiene problems. I will talk to you guys in a little bit here. Well, there you go. I tried that freaking drone again. I want to tell you, am I ever frustrated with that? The first step to setting it up, anybody that flies these things are going to know, the first step is you have to basically set the gyros. So you have to have it sitting on a flat surface, turn it on, and then you go up and down on the joystick, and that connects the remote to the drone, Bluetooth. And then you calibrate the compass. You hold the drone pointing straight out, go in a circle, and you hold it pointing down, go in a circle, sit it down, wait for the GPS to come in. But today it was saying GPS satellite signal weak. But anyway, as soon as I try to bring it up to hover, even just 3 or 4 feet off the ground, I'm thinking it's going to be okay. And then all of a sudden it just started taking off without me touching any controls. I mean, anybody knows a GPS guided drone like that thing should hover there until the battery dies and then get back down and land. You should be able to sit the remote down, stand there, fold your arms and watch it. That's the whole purpose of these things. Well, for some reason, this one by Contico F22 is what it's called. won't hover at all. I can understand if the trim is out of adjustment a bit, but the GPS is supposed to compensate and keep that thing in one spot. But even if I'm not getting the satellite signal, why is it hovering? And then all of a sudden it was going into a bank and just take right off. And I'd have to grab with the joystick and, correct and bring it back. I can't fly it out there at all today. Anybody knows anything about what's going on with this thing, please chime in and let me know. It's very, very frustrating. I don't want to lose it. And at ground level, it's going crazy. If I take it up to any altitude to get a good shot of something, I'll never see it again. It'll be gone. I'll get the footage from it, but I'll never see the drone again. Anyways, we're packing up, and it's time to get out of here and headed back to the real world for the week and that. Got a couple of projects going to be doing around home and that, so the weather's been great. It's going to be nice getting out of here today. It's already up to -4, so that's what, 26, 27 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. Beautiful out. Sunny day. Anyway, don't have much else to say right now, I don't think. You got nothing to add?
No, we're just gonna go home and check on the cat. She had got sprayed this week.
Yeah, poor little Daisy. Oh yeah,
We'll add video.
I forgot. Well, I forgot to put a picture in there. I was going to tell you guys earlier I couldn't afford Starlink, so I wanted internet access, so I got this instead.
She's got the big cone on.
Anyway, poor little Daisy. She's once I sit her in the right direction, I'm sure I can get pretty good reception off her. So she's all right now. She's healing up quick. So that cone only stayed on her for about 10 minutes. She hated it. She hasn't bothered her stitches, so she's doing well. But once again, guys, great to have you here. Like and subscribe on the videos if you would. I'd really appreciate it. And if nothing else, just live simply, remain grateful. I'll talk to you soon.